Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Angel and David, and today I will be presenting on a topic that is transforming business through information technology. So, before starting the presentation, let me just tell all of you that what is information technology basically, that is also referred as IT, what it is basically. So, information technology or IT is a combination of computer hardware, software, databases, storage systems, networks, and communication tools that helps in handling data. It allows us to collect, store, process, and share information in an efficient way. Now, why we need this information technology? That is really important, as we know that nowadays without information technologies we cannot communicate each other. That is the biggest thing, right? So it is like a necessity for everyone nowadays, that whether it's a very small firm or a big multinational company, everyone needs information technology in their work, right? Day to day activities, to maintain the information. So, what it means, information technology, right? So, why it is important? So, for business, if I look for at from the business perspective, why information technology is important? So that businesses can make efficient decisions. So that they can make the decisions at the right time, right? So, and moreover, for better decisions making. So they need information technology for this. Now let's start with the second slide. Now, in all these things, information technology and all these things, what is the role of a computer? We'll look at this perspective. We will look at this perspective, that what is the role of a computer? Why it is important? In a computer, there are a lot of things, right? Not just a computer, right? In that computer, there are a lot of things. There are other parts also that we will look after, right? So let's understand. So let's understand the basic needs of a computer and how it works using hardware, software, and storage devices. Okay. Now, at the center of every computer is the hardware. At the center of every computer is the hardware that includes a physical part like CPU, motherboard, monitor, mouse, keyboard, RAM, and hard disk. Now, one of the essential part that I missed, that is computer needs PSU, that is power supply unit. For it is like a necessity for computer. Like all the components in a computer needs PSU, right? That is power supply unit. So it converts, what it does basically, it converts electrical power from the socket into the right form of, for the motherboard and other internal parts. Without it, nothing can run. Without PSU, nothing can run. Now the motherboard is like a heart of the computer. It connects all parts together. The CPU, memory, storage, input and output devices, everything. So motherboard is the heart of the computer. Now, then we have a software. Okay. There are three types of software: system software, application software, and utility software. So let's look at what is system software. System software like the operating system, Windows, Linux, that controls the whole computer is system software. And application software, the programs we use like Excel, Word, browsers, etc. Right? Then the utility software, tools like antivirus, disk cleanup, or file management apps, that comes under utility software. Now, hardware is a tangible thing. We are able to see it. We are like, it's physically being able to see. We are able to see. That is called tangible things. So hardware is tangible. What is intangible is software is intangible. We cannot touch it, right? So software is intangible. Now let's go to the storage devices, that is RAM, ROM. This is the primary storage devices, RAM and ROM. Now let's look what is RAM. RAM is basically random access memory. And what ROM is? Okay, let's start with the RAM first. RAM is random access memory. This is the temporary memory. It stores data only while the computer is on. Okay, it's very fast, but data is lost when power is off. Then, so what is ROM? ROM is only read-only memory. It is a type of computer memory that stores data permanently and cannot be easily modified. Okay? It's crucial for storing the instructions needed for a device to start up and function, like BOIS on a computer. We'll look that in the last PPT. What is BOIS? Then the hard disk. Hard disk is like, this is a permanent memory. All your files, software, and even the system software are saved here in the hard disk. So overall, if I look, a working computer needs a proper balance of hardware, software, power supply, and storage to function smoothly. Now, let's talk about input and output devices. Input and output devices. See, in input devices, there comes keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, webcam, and an output devices, monitor, printer, speaker, projector. So what is totally means is, basically, the overall is that input devices are like the sensory organs of a computer. They help it to receive the data from outside the world. Now, coming to the output devices, these are the parts that display or give out the results after processing, like monitor, printer, speaker, projector. So in simple words, we can say that input devices put data into the computer, and output devices brings the results out of the computer, right? Both are essential for smooth communication between us and the computer, right? It is needed. Now let's come to the internal components in a CPU. What is a CPU? CPU is Central Processing Unit, right? Now, what are the components in a CPU? Central Processing Internal Components, okay, in a CPU. So, first is ALU, Arithmetic Logic Unit. By its name, we can say that arithmetic means arithmetic functions. What are the arithmetic functions? Subtraction, multiplication, division, etc., etc. These all come under arithmetic logic unit. The performance of that comes under ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit. Now, the control unit, it acts like a traffic controller. It directs the flow of data and instructions between the CPU, memory, and input and output devices. It's like a traffic controller type. It directs the flow of data from, like, the instruction is being given between the CPU, memory, input and output devices. Like, this is really necessary for the functioning of input and output devices. how it works, you know. Then the registers. Uh, Registers are like very small, fast memory units inside the CPU. They store data temporarily during the processing. Okay, during the processing. Uh, Cache memory is fast access, system bus, data bus, address bus, and control bus. These are also present under CPU. Now, together, these parts help the CPU to process instructions, manage operations, and control the entire system. Now, let's look what is the role of IT in business. As I have said it earlier, that why business needs information technology, why it is important, what is the role of IT in a business, right? As I've said it, that it really helps the business nowadays. Without information technology, a business would not sustain, right? So why it needs because to have effective communication, right? For decision making, automation, marketing, customer service. Now let's talk about in detail, like, right? So IT helps in communication. It makes the communication faster, right? Like the smoother emails, through emails, messaging apps, video calls. It is a very smooth functioning. It's not like slowly it is going. No, it's like very fastly we are able to communicate to other people who is sitting far away, who is not in this state, who is not from the country, who is sitting far away on the other corner. Like through information technology, this is possible. Effective communication, right? Internet also plays a major role in this. Then improves decision making using real time data, right? And analytics. Real time data and analytics of anything, whether a product or something else, etc. Like it helps in decision making. So, helps in automation of tasks to save time and reduce human error. Automation is needed to subtract the human error. It is needed. IT is needed for this, right? Now, increasing the productivity and efficiency, strengthening the security and data protection, allows a business to reach customers globally through websites, apps, and e-commerce, right? Customer service has been possible through Instagram, Facebook. The insights can be seen, the analytics can be seen. So these are the role of IT in a business. Now, finally, let's understand. Uh, yeah. Finally, let's understand the booting process, the flowchart of computer booting system. So, so the first one is power supply, right? Power supply. The power supply unit checks and sends the power to the motherboard. As I told you earlier, it is the heart of the computer is motherboard, right? So it sends power to the motherboard and the components, right? Then comes the uh, yeah. Then comes the BIOS, basic input output system, that runs a test called post, that is power on self test. Okay, so what does a BOIS do? BOIS runs a test called POST, that is powered on self test, right? Then to check if hardware is working. Then BIOS. What is BIOS? That is basic input output system. Then searches for a boot program, that is load boot program, like the hard disk. Then it finds the operating system like the Windows, from the hard disk. Then the operating system is loaded into the RAM. Then once loaded, the user sees the desktop screen and the computer is ready to use. The whole process takes just few seconds but involves several important steps in the background. So that is all from my side. Uh, I have used Canva and PowerPoint presentation as my source of information. Thank you for listening to me patiently.